Leon with the Songwriter's Mentor, and today I want to present the final excerpt from the interview that I did with Denny Doherty, Robin, and Eddy back in 2002. Part of an episode, well, it was the whole episode of Session 31, program that Cheryl and I hosted back in the early 2000s. And at that time, we were based in Central Florida, so we did have a lot of local singers and songwriters come on the show. But every now and again, we would have somebody who had a more national following, if you like. And so we were really privileged to have Denny Doherty on the program, along with Robin and Eddy. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the interview.
All right, we're going back in time to the early 70s. Tell us about the album Whatcha Gonna Do?
Oh, boy. Well, what Ed and I and my late wife, first wife, who just passed away last week, poor Linda, far too soon. I don't know, 900 is too soon, but 53 is ridiculous. Mm. We were all living together out in East L.A. I just came home from Nova Scotia, back to L.A., and Linda was waiting at the airport. I mean, it could have been anybody waiting at the airport. It happened to be Linda, and I went home with her. That's the truth. And but she happened to live over in the barrio. I'd been over in Beverly Hills. You know, somebody from Beverly Hills would pick me up. I'd be in Beverly Hills. She'd pick me up. She lived in East LA. I went there. I'm like that. I'll go. Whoever picks me up first, I'll go with them.
We got to explain to our Florida viewers what a barrio is.
A barrio. Tell them what a barrio is.
It's the place you don't want to go.
Nah, it's a place you have to go sometime if you're a Mexican living in South Florida, South California.
Yeah. Or
East
LA.
LA.
Whole other. East LA is
musicians with short on
the
cash.
slums.
Yeah.
The poor section.
So anyway, getting back to the barrio.
The deprived shall rise up. I'm sorry. So we were living there, the three of us, in this little house with nothing to do. I had just come back from burying my mother in 1970. I came back in 71. I'm out in East LA. Ed calls from Florida. I hadn't seen Ed in a long. What are you doing, Ed? Says, what are you doing? I said, come on out. Did you fly out again? You brought your van?
No, I had a van. Last time I saw it was on Blocks.
We used to call it the Heindel.
La Cienega Avenue. I walked away from it. Yeah, La Cienega.
Yeah,
I just
there.
left it, and we drove by a couple
The
days
VW
later.
van.
It kept getting smaller and smaller, and that was it. It was gone.
That's it. You don't just leave it there. It'll disappear.
It just disappeared.
That's East LA, folks.
So he showed up in that and came and lived in the barrio with myself and Linda, and we wrote these songs. And then I was contacted by the Real World. The record company called and said, or John called and said, we got to make another album. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, the contract, we're supposed to make 2 albums a year. We owe them an album. They're going to sue us all for $1 million. I should let them sue. I'd like to know where they're going to get it. Go find the money. I'll follow you. Go find my money because you got it.
Maybe I've got $2 million.
Maybe I got it. Yeah, you're going to have one and give me the
other.
rest. We'll make an album. We could deal. Well, we were stupid and didn't think about it that way. But John, who was always the businessman, saying, well, if we're going to make an album for you, the last album for you, then I want to make a single album too that you're going to pay for. And we can all make a single album that you're going to pay for. Or we're going to fight you like hell on this last album. So they said, go ahead. So the group made People Like Us, which went to the ozone and never was heard from again. And then John made his own album, Cass made an album, Michelle made an album, and
Made the single albums first, and then People Like Us.
Yeah, but we had these single albums to do, and it was like let's get up a contract party. And we had these songs that we've been, stowed together writing, so it was, let's go down to the studio and record. Dunhill's paying, so we had a big party and recorded a whole lot of songs that we had built up. We found what was that, Will Carter? What was the song? Hey Good Looking.
Oh, Hey Good Looker, yeah, that was Hey Good Looking.
Hank Williams. But
yeah.
it was just something we were in the studio singing, and Bill Zimzik, who went on to produce the Eagles, was a producer of this project. He was told to do this. He did something he picked himself.
Well, he came over to the house. We were all sitting we lived in 2 rooms. And he came over, and there were model airplanes stuck on the wall and big curtains. It was a strange life, but it was nice. It was good. I mean,
we were, it would talk about
so they came, and they listened to it and liked it. And it was good.
Yeah, so we were going to record it. That's where the album came from. That's how we wrote the songs that are on the album. But it was just by way of, getting out of a contract, and it wasn't anything that we could follow through. And there was no band. There was,
Russell Kunkel wanted to play drums. Brian Garofalo was playing bass.
Yeah.
But who wanted to go on the road, or who wanted to go work?
Yeah.
And Buddy Emmons on steel guitar.
Buddy Emmons played steel guitar on it. It was perfect.
It's a good album, and it's just been re-released in Japan, by the way.
How did that come about?
MCA. MCA bought up all of ABC Dunhill's assets and liabilities, and the album was on Dunhill. It was just in their catalog of things they bought. So they figured, originally it went to number 7 in Japan, the title song, What You Gonna Do.
So we're hoping to go to Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
eat some
gonna ask,
sushi,
yeah.
man. Can't wait. Whew.
No, didn't happen. Mind you, I was still an active alcoholic at the time, so anything was possible.
Yes.
We could wind up anywhere. So we just stayed at home rather than take any chances.
Well, did you ever wonder what the Japanese, why they took to it so much?
That was just a country protest. What are you going to do with the air and the water and the fighting and the
And they're
dying and
still
killing each
trying to
other?
do
What are we
it.
going to do? What are we going to do?
Right.
And
Well, there's that one little part where you go, you say something, it turns out it means, come over here, I need you now in Japan.
Get out of here.
Japanese, yeah.
Oh, you're
yeah, that way.
full
That's
of
he
it.
does this straight face too. You look right at him and say stuff like that, and you go, "Really?"
Yeah, and that's
Japanese masking, we
they
call
got
it,
into
right?
it
We
because we didn't know it was Japanese
Oh.
when we were doing it.
I think it was something backwards in a tape loop, wasn't it? You're kidding me, right?
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
have
of
to
course
listen
he
to
is.
it again.
Anyway,
We'll see.
don't listen to it. Don't listen to
Anyway, I was like 8 years old when they were doing all this stuff, so.
No.
I knew she was here, I just hadn't found her yet.
Yes. I was just a little child working on my skills.
1970, 71.
Yeah.
And then the earthquake came, and we went to safer ground up in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, that's real safe.
And I'd been back across the country a couple times doing different things.
You went to San Francisco to get away,
Get away from the
earthquakes?
earthquakes, yeah.
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 It's like going to Florida.
was
get
the
away
early
from the
70s.
hurricane.
Well, you know, I never watched the news, and I didn't read much. I didn't know.
Well, we had to get to Los Angeles.
I've heard they had a few-
that was just going right down to the pit.
Yeah.
That was like, oh. I mean, we won. Well, I think somebody had submerged the '61 Continental that we tried to drive. It had been underwater for days, but we had a mechanic friend who had sold me a race car one time. Was still kind of friendly. He got the car working, but that was no good. We finally wound up with a '52 Chevy, standard shift, with no brakes, driving on the Glendale Freeway.
Oh,
So you had to gear down.
And it had emergency brake.
Oh yeah, we could start with the emergency brake. Smoke
well.
and fill the
Well,
cabin.
it was
once
under
in a
the
while.
thing, actually.
But the oxygen
pulled
mask
it.
would fall down, so it was
Yeah,
okay.
everything's going 80
Okay.
miles an hour. So we had to get out of there. So we went up into Northern California where people were a little,
as long as the ground is not shaking.
And the organic thing was beginning, and we were
we're looking for the
tired
great,
of burritos and wine.
we're looking for the great
Okay.
macrobiotic thing,
Hmm.
the great pond of yogurt. I never
Okay.
did find
Kid
it.
Well, we had a lot of
Okay.
songs. We just kept writing songs. There's still a few more songs around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shadow
any more
songs.
questions?
Okay, we're starting to come close to the end of the program, believe it or not. And what we're going to do, we have the 5 famous questions for songwriters and performers that we ask.
Everybody.
It's sort of like what they do on the, you ever see Inside the Actor's Studio?
Yeah,
Oh,
Actors Studio.
James Lipton,
God, he's
uh,
very serious.
as
What's your
Mike
favorite
Myers
curse
called
word?
him, soupy.
Yeah,
But we don't try to be quite as
brutal.
brutal. Yeah, these are fun questions that we ask performers. First one, and this is for all of you, worth 5 points. No, if you could be the songwriting police, what cliche would you have songwriters be fined for using? I mean,
Anything that's obvious. Moon, June, spoon.
Moon, June, spoon. Okay,
Yeah.
those are good.
I am
Loneliness
green
all the
eggs in
time.
ham. I don't know.
I'm tired of loneliness. There's so many people. Should anyone be lonely?
Oh,
You know, you just got to open up a little bit, and there's people there.
Some people are just plain
that's the
nasty.
nicest thing you
Thank
said.
you.
Earl. Long
Some
time.
people are just plain nasty and you can't be around them.
Okay. Well, we were talking about specific
No.
rhymes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I said moon, June, spoon.
Moon, June, spoon. That's a
Apple,
good one.
dapple, scapple.
That's a good one.
Apple, dapple,
Nipple,
scamp.
diddle, hipple.
Yeah.
Diddle, whittle, daddle.
Oh, yeah.
And
Fiddle, diddle.
the oobops used to
Oh, wah.
do ooh-ah, boom-ah.
Yeah.
Ba, da, ba, da, ba. I hate
Ba-da.
that.
Okay, I was going to put my vote in for Love and Above, because that one tends to get used a lot in beginning
Love
songs.
and above.
Above.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's nothing. I read a lot of
Right.
poetry. There's not much
And
enough you
above.
can use, but there's
miss
not a
that.
lot of things that rhyme with love.
No, yeah.
No,
Okay.
Love,
Well,
shove.
It's a
Who
hard one to
cares,
rhyme.
really, you know what I mean?
now the second question, I think Eddie's already answered it, but what cliche would you like to see writers pay a fine for using? Something like along the lines of "Till the End of Time." You hear that in a lot of
I thought
songs.
you were talking about, like, I wrote the whole thing by myself, that line.
Well,
I hate that a lot.
okay, it could be a cliche in a song or a cliche in a song introduction. You know, this is a song I wrote when I was feeling down. You know, or a song I
this
wrote.
is I wrote because I love you so much.
Yeah.
People write songs for people trying to get their, I'm writing a song for you. This song, or I write the songs for you.
That
I
make
write
the
the
whole
songs.
world
Yeah.
sing.
I write the songs. You know who wrote that song? I wrote the song.
Barry Manilow?
Barry Manilow had?
Bruce Johnston.
Yes, Bruce Johnson,
Yeah.
the Beach Boys.
Ding, ding, ding. You win the
Hey,
prize.
good one. Anyway,
What do I
go ahead.
win?
I don't know.
I get to host the show.
Robin
20 more
and Eddie
minutes,
CD.
20 more minutes of Stage 31.
You win the Robin and Eddie CD.
Oh,
There
I
you
get
go.
the Robin and Eddie
Studio
CD.
31. Studio 31?
And what's the other one? We're on 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're on. Well, that was number 2. Number 3. What's your favorite band name? Because you've probably all
Oh.
seen and heard. And it can be a real band or a
I
made
got
up
a real
name.
band name.
A real
Mine
band
was
name.
from Newfoundland, up my neck of the woods.
Uh-huh.
Buddy, what's his name? And the other fellers. I swear to God.
Oh, that's the real
'Cause
name.
They kept asking me. They play all of these taverns up in St. John's, Newfoundland. They said, "Who's playing tonight?" Buddy, what's his name? The other fellers. Oh, there's some good, eh? Who is it? Buddy, what's his name? The other fellers. And they just started calling them Buddy, what's his name? And the other fellers. And it stuck.
Sounds like Abbott and Costello would like
love
that
it.
Good
band.
name.
It's a good name.
We always like the Secrets. Our band will be called the Secrets if we have a little, a band.
A
that
band with
plays
us.
with us.
You know, we used to be Earth to Eddie Robin here.
What?
That was our first name.
Earth
Yeah,
to
well-
Eddie
Earth
Robin.
to Eddie Robin here because we couldn't think of what to name ourselves, and he was like, "Woo, gone somewhere," and I was like, "Hey, Earth to Eddie Robin here. Hey, that's a cute
Oh.
name." So we used that, and then we were ancient Chinese. Anyway, off the question, but what was that Texas
Oh, what's
Kinky Friedman?
Oh, Kinky Freeman and the Texas Jew Boys are
Come on.
Yeah,
probably
that
one of
was
the
good.
best names that
Yeah.
ever. And you know what's so cool about George
Kinky
W.
Friedman and the Texas
Don't
Jew
even
Boys?
stop,
Never heard of
please.
them?
No, this is
Well, I'm
You know-
sorry. Haven't heard of them.
Oh, yeah, good
people.
band.
You never heard of them?
I'll never forget them now, though.
People stay at the Lincoln bedroom. All this stuff is going on. George Bush has had a few guests. One of them has been Kinky Friedman, and he's a Texas
Well,
guy.
he's
He did a
written-
great song.
He's written a few books also since
He
the
wrote
group.
the I don't
Plastic
care if
Jesus.
it rains or freezes as long as I got my plastic Jesus.
And Drop
Riding
Kick Me
on the
Jesus through the
dashboard.
I've heard
goalpost of
about
life.
that.
Oh yeah, he's got a
about
great band. Yeah.
Drop Kick Me Jesus
So
through the
those are good
goalpost of
names.
life.
3
Well,
books.
there's
I
a
actually
classic.
had a book. I was writing a book called Bands with Clever Names. The bands had the most, they just have clever names.
During the time that you had Fast Eddie's
What did
Home for
you
Wayward
were looking
Girls.
through the band with?
Well, my band was Ever Ready Eddie, a little staccato new age band and new wave
Oh,
band.
what was the
in San
band
Francisco.
from Yugoslavia that you were producing?
Atomic Shelter.
Atomic
That was an
Shelter.
interesting group.
I thought you said Tom McShelter.
Atomic Shelter.
Tom
So an Irish fellow. You know?
An Irish
It's a
fella.
bagpipe duo. Bands with clever
Atomic
names. That's-
Shelter.
Atomic
I got
Shelter.
it. I got it. Okay. All right.
Yugoslavian toilet band or something. Go ahead.
All right. Now we're going to get kind of metaphysical here. I think that's the word.
This
If
would be
not,
my question.
We'll,
Robin,
we'll
we'll
erase
be
it
the
from the
judge
tape.
of
If you could be a musical instrument, which one would you be, and why? Oh, she likes it. I can tell.
The voice.
You would be the voice.
Yeah.
Well, let's say a non-voice musical
Oh,
instrument.
Which
You got to
one
choose
would
one
I
of
do?
the
Something inhuman.
something inhuman.
Why is this metaphysical?
Something
I-
inhuman,
I
like
don't know.
band.
It just
no.
sounds like a good word to
Yeah,
I
use.
like
yeah.
violins. I'd be a
Oh,
violin.
Eddie, I would-
like the
Eddie
red
would be a
violin.
violin.
That would be me.
The red violin.
You know, the oboe.
So you could
Very
be a duck?
temperamental, difficult little instrument.
Yes.
Needs to be tweaked and adjusted and massaged quite a bit. So I think I'd
Kind
like
of
to
like,
be the
kind
oboe.
of like Robin.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a tuba. That'd be a tuba.
Why a tuba?
Because my father played tuba in the marching bands all over Halifax, and if I didn't say tuba, he'd probably hit me with a bolt of lightning right now. The rest of them, it's okay, dude. Tuba.
This is Florida, the lightning capital of the world, so we got to be careful.
Exactly.
Tuba, bass, anything bass. I like the bassy instruments.
Okay, now we're gonna. The last question is, somebody's just heard you play, and if they were to pay you the perfect compliment, what would it be?
Money?
Pay you? Oh. For me, it would be that they were inspired to do what they love.
Well, of course, that would.
That would be the best compliment to me, that they were inspired to be a better person or to do what they love to do because they saw me doing what I love to do, and it somehow inspired them to
That's
be
probably more
a better
the real
person.
answer.
That's the
I was
real.
being.
You were trying to make a joke.
Oh.
No, he's trying to pay off the credit cards.
Yeah, making these things are expensive.
Yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Okay. If somebody could pay you the perfect compliment, what would it be?
I don't know about perfect, but the one that has meant the most to me has been the guys that when they came back from Vietnam. A lot of guys would fucking just say thank you for being there when I thought, I was going to lose my life, or friends of mine, I was holding somebody's life in my hands, and I went and I was hearing your song and it helped me through those kinds of, I guess the same kind of thing you're talking about.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's,
Sheila.
especially, we've got the dash on our CD. I felt that way when so many people have emailed us and stuff about how that song
Just
has
get people
helped.
through any kind of crisis.
Exactly.
Any kind of trouble.
Hard
If
times.
it helps anyway at all, and you're in the music, it's
That's great. Well,
So we have the dashes on our website. You can download it for free and listen to it.
I was going to ask you to tell the audience about your website, how people can contact you, how they can get a hold of your CD.
Okay.
Oh, I found it today. I got a website. Do I have a website?
He just
Yeah.
found out today.
Yeah.
Who
Just-
knew?
What is it? What is it again?
Denny Doherty. And it'll come up. And,
Do a Google search of Denny Doherty.
Google search.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't go to the computers.
Yeah. So
Google.
anyway.
Don't bother.
Just
They
can't
don't
remember.
bother.
And
It
you
was
can do the
Barney
same thing
Google,
with Robin and Eddie. You'll
So
get
you can
more
go to
information than you want.
www.robinandeddy.com. ROBINANDEDDY.com.
All one word.
All one word, lowercase, whatever. And you can do a Google search of us and you'll find our
recording it.
wesite.
You're seeing a scroll.
And-
Scroll or
I'm
something?
seeing things.
His little
I
things.
understand the show.
So anyway, you can go to our website.
Because Ed's seen the little furry people are coming.
No, he saw a little two floating in front of him.
Oh, is that what it
We have
was?
2 minutes
Two,
left.
Meaning only 2 minutes
Yeah,
left.
do
come and
that.
say hi. I think the computers are really the most neat thing that's happened for communication,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. You know, so it's 30 years old and there's better things than what we have, but it'll get better.
We become far too dependent on electricity.
Just electricity?
Don't try doing without it.
Amen.
We'd be sitting in the dark. That's right.
That's right.
You can go on
Tesla,
our mailing list
if it
too.
wasn't for
on our
Nicholas.
website.
Okay.
And you can email us, and you can also go get our CD right on the website.
All right.
Isn't that
Or
sweet?
You can
Amazon.com.
reach us through your station.
You can also reach us through.
What's your website?
Our website is, well, our email is session31@soloproductions.net.
Hey,
My co-host is not sitting next to me, and she's the one that always says that, so I finally got it. Okay.
she's got all those
It's
strings.
a great
What
show.
are all those
I
strings she has
really
over
enjoy
there?
being here.
We'd like to thank you guys for
Thank
being
you,
on
Leon.
tonight.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
man.
Denny.
Thanks, Leon.
Thanks, Robin.
Thank
Fun.
you,
you, Eddie.
Cheryl.
Fun.
It was good fun.
Thank you for
Loose
watching.
and good.
I don't know who we're having next week, but it's going to be interesting. So,
Eddie and Robin.
Eddie and Robin. Batman and Robin, I know.
Robin and Eddie.
Robin and
Anyway,
Eddie.
thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. What a trip down memory lane this has been for me. Haven't seen these interviews, haven't seen this interview since, wow, gosh, it's been 18 years, you know, and the tape has just been sitting in storage for all this time. Recently uncovered it after we moved to Asheville, had it digitized, and now it's my privilege to share it with you. I'd like to thank Robin and Eddie for giving me permission to air this, to put this on the YouTube channel. And of course, they're going to both get a copy of the entire program, complete with commercials and closing credits. Thank you for watching, and I encourage you to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video, and we'll see you next time.